I've been on telly for about 18 years, but I'll be honest, I don't get recognised that much. I consider myself an F-grade celebrity, except for this place. I think every second person recognised me, wanted to have a chat with me because they are all absolute four-wheel drive nutbags around this area. I'm talking about the Northern Rivers area of New South Wales. Think places like Casino and Lismore, and boy oh boy, I can understand why they are, because they have some incredible tracks, amazing campsites, and we explored that area in this episode.
This is an adventure I did not expect to find. A familiar part of Australia, riddled with some of the most unexpected and downright difficult tracks we have ever encountered. There'll be bog holes, rock ledges,
hard rock,
and incredible rocky escapes as we hit the highways and back roads around northeast New South Wales. This trail makes a great return trip, heading north out of Casino towards the Richmond Range, then back south for some playtime at Emu Creek Four-Wheel Drive Park. We'll then travel west to Basket Swamp National Park before making our way back inland to a campsite and state forest at Bunger Springs near Lismore. Make no mistake, this region of New South Wales is 100% cattle country.
Oh, Bill, looks like there's some meaty ruts up here, buddy.
Hopefully the van doesn't slip anywhere it's not supposed to go.
As always, my son and good mate Bill is bringing up the rear in his Ford Everest. Behind him is the new Easy Trail Sejuna 15-foot off-road caravan, while I'm driving the new Ford Ranger FX4 Max.
This area around Casino has just a treasure trove of tracks around it. You jump onto the maps, onto your HEMA, and you'll just notice there's all sorts of little national parks and state forests, and each of them tend to have some really cool forestry tracks, because far be it from Bill and I to take the main road, we much prefer the back road every day of the week.
And with back roads come bumpy roads, which can be a challenge when towing a caravan.
This hole up here, do you think I should stay right or left? The clearance doesn't look amazing on the right, does it?
No, it doesn't at all, mate. You might be better off straddling the hole and then jumping across on these logs.
Crossing a deep rut with a van is challenging. It's all about keeping your van well balanced and clear of large obstacles underneath. It's always best if you can have someone that can guide you. In this case, that's me.
Okay, Bill, someone stacked a few logs in here before, so I reckon if we try and wind the vehicle and the van just across the rut there, and I'll just guide you over the logs. That's it, bit of left hand down, and now start turning hard, turn hard. That's it. That's it. Now you're just going to come up the other side of this. Beautiful. And the back's coming up. Yeah, this is really good, mate.
Bill's navigating this little obstacle beautifully, using slow speeds and good judgment to get it done just right.
Perfect, how easy was that?
These back roads really do show you some hidden gems as we head for our first overnight stay at a designated four-wheel drive adventure park called Emu Creek.
So what can I expect from Emu Creek? This will be my first time visiting there.
It's a little bit of everything. That's what I love about these 4x4 parks, is that they are just built for fun. So, you know, you can have tracks as easy as you like, but they actually hold a lot of winch challenge events here as well. So if you want to go kind of a little bit wicked, wild and crazy, which I wouldn't suggest with the caravan on the back, then you can do that.
Emu Creek is a privately owned four-wheel drive adventure park near the town of Tabulum. First opened 25 years ago, it's a great place to come and test yourself and your 4x4. And the good thing about having a base to go out and explore is it means you can leave the camper behind and enjoy some van-free four-wheel driving. This off-road driving tip is brought to you by the Ford Ranger and Ford Everest.
A couple of finishing touches before we hit the track. I'm going to dump the air down to about 26 psi, and I am also going to play around with my shock absorbers. So these are adjustable. We want more control when we're going off-road, so this firms them up, that stops the car from really flopping around on the tracks and gives you far better traction. Well, Bill, day one Emu Creek retreat, and we've got a map full of potential right in front of us with over 60 tracks, but I don't know where the hell we're going to start because the boss is stuck over the border in Queensland, so we don't have any tips as to where we should be going, so I'm a little bit stuck here.
Well, we don't have reception in here because I did try and send a text to him this morning and it didn't go out. So I pulled out the Zoleo because that works over satellite, so we can actually get the messages out without traditional phone reception. And he's replied and he said track number 5 and track number 32 are the ones we should be checking out today.
Oh, okay, rightio, so let's look at those. So 32 is a bit of blue and a bit of black. So these are graded like ski runs, so blue's medium, black's hard. And what's this other one? Track 5 is, oh nice, it's red, it's extreme.
And it's called Chernobyl.
It's called Chernobyl, folks. So we might be going nuclear today. I think we might do that after lunch when it's dried out a little bit after last night's rain.
Let's get into it, hey?
Let's do it.
Well, what a tremendously gorgeous start to the day. The wattle is out, the water is running beautiful and crystal clear, and the tracks are just warming up. We have rocks, we have mud. I think this is a little slice of 4x4 heaven, folks. I throw the diff lock in now because this little rocky section is a little bit harder than what I thought. And I am just grinding up this track. Jeez, I've taken the bum line here. I'm gonna have to go back and start this little run again because I've slipped right down into a hole. This is quite difficult. It's going to be hard to stay online here. Okay, let's try this one again. Let's see how we go. Okay, stay hard left, Pat. Try and straddle this mongrel of a hole. Okay. Oh dear. I can't let this track beat me. I have slipped into this almighty little hole yet again. Oh boy. Gonna be asking a lot out of these tyres now. Now I'm stuck on the spot.
This track is throwing up one hell of a challenge, and they're coming from all sides.
See the tree?
Yeah, I know.
How do I straighten it with the tree?
I'm going to need Bill's help to get me out of this one.
Yep, stop there, stop there. Yep, perfect. Now back up. Yep, hold that line. Perfect, you're off the tree now.
And with that, I'm ready to hit this hill again.
Okay, let's give this another crack. Gee, it's just so slippery here, but I'll give it a go. I think the track may have beaten me on this occasion. I think it might be time to grab out El Wincho and drag myself up this, because this is looking kind of undrivable at the moment. When they say black, they mean black. This is a hard track.
Now my anchor point is some distance away, so I'm going to have to use this red strap, which is called a winch extension strap. One end is shackled to a tree trunk protector and the other connects to the ranger's winch hook.
So we'll hook him up here. Don't need a shackle if it's just going hook to eye like this. So that's not going anywhere. But we do have a big chunk of metal there in the hook. So this is a really great place to place your cable dampener. And now the final step, just before we're ready to go, is to engage our winch. So there's basically just two modes on a winch. There's free spool and engage. Free spool you use because that disengages the gears and you don't have to run the engine just to pull the winch cable out. But when you want to actually do a bit of winching in anger, you've obviously got to engage those gears so they can pull you up the hill.
Okay, Bill, I am ready when you are.
All clear. And winch.
Moving inch by inch up here. Wow, this was seriously bogged, but I think...
Just pulling up tension again now. And you're back on the load.
pretty amazing. You've got a tiny little motor that pulls 12,000 pounds. We made it. I'll tell you what, we're only about 2 minutes into the first track here at Emu Creek. Already stuck, already winching. Woo, this place, I'd hate to see their hard tracks. Whoa.
Up next, Bill takes on the hill.
But we'll see how this goes.
And later, a place to kick back and take in the view.
Look at that.
Just balancing up there.
It is, that is brilliant.
We're at Emu Creek four-wheel drive park near Tabulum in northern New South Wales. After winching up my Ford Ranger, it's Bill's turn to see whether his Everest can do exactly what its name suggests and be the biggest of all.
Here we go. I think I can see a better line up here than what Dad has done, but we'll see how this goes. How easy was that?
Well, that's embarrassing. He's got all-terrain tyres and my son just completely outdrove me.
That was a challenge, but I have a feeling that was only just the start. And yep, I was right.
The fun doesn't stop on this track. No sooner do you finish a winch session and then your 4x4 cocks its leg like a male kelpie. Way up in the air. Oh, this is a laugh a minute, this track.
Let's check that out again. It's one of the bigger wheel lifts I've had in a while. But just when I thought I was past the worst of it, a serious rock garden appeared.
Well, this is a sketchy little rock garden here. It's looking kind of challenging.
Just a pinch of left hand, yep, perfect. And you've just avoided that big one on the left now, that's perfect. Yep, stay up a bit higher, a little bit left. Just the momentum over that bottom rock, I hope it's not the dip. And yeah, stay up just a pinch higher. Yep, and now hook it round. Right, hard right, hard right, hard right. Yep. We're caught up.
Well, that's what side steps are for, folks.
Big drop now, perfect.
It's good to have a rock monkey.
I just watch your nose now. Yep. Yep, perfect. Now come. Oh, stop, 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 stop. I'm just worried about this angle here now. You're in the right position. Just come back a little bit, left hand down, I reckon. To there. Yep. Now, if you go hard right hand down, you'll be able to get out of there. Awesome.
And we're through. Well guided, mate. That's fun.
My range is up, but this time, will Bills do it so easily?
That's it. Okay, start to spin to your hard left. Bit of right hand down. Okay, oh, almost. You almost did that. Yeah, actually, you're about to pick up this rock. No, you're not. Just hold there, because you're just kissing a rock in your back quarter.
This hill sure is a tough one to tame. After some rock rearranging, I think it's time to give Bill a helping winch as well. We're finally back on track. But just as we thought our drama was over, our photographer caught one of Bill's tyres tearing off the bead.
What's happening, mate?
Well, just as we got out of the top of this little rock garden here, I was trying to hook it back around onto the main part of the track. Obviously pretty low pressures because we're on such harsh rocks. And I've just managed to slip this front right off the bead.
Yeah, okay. What do you reckon? Because you've got like full front wheel up over here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think? We just back her off, try and...
Stabilise it as best we can and then lift her up.
Yeah, flatten her out and try and get her back on, eh?
Okay.
Carrying recovery gear on these tracks is vital, especially a high lift jack.
Whenever you're using a high lift jack, the challenge with them is that they are inherently unstable. Because they are so high, so particularly when you're doing it on uneven ground, natural ground, the idea is try and make it as flat as you possibly can, and that's part of the reason why Bill's brought out this jacking plate here, because that provides a bigger, more stable base, so the ground is less likely to collapse underneath it.
So we've just noticed when we started to jack it up that the whole car is really shifting down the hill. It's a pretty gnarly angle it's on here. So what we're going to do, we're going to let it back down to the ground, let the winch out, and we're actually going to secure the Everest to the Ranger, and then we're going to pick it up again.
Securing the car to the Ranger ahead is a great way to make sure our Everest doesn't move while we're working on it.
So what we're trying to do here is use the high lift, and you can see just how much extension that's got. You could never do that on your regular vehicle jack. So now, bang, Bill, okay, we've done it. So that's just off the ground because we want to take all that pressure off the bottom so we can reseat the area around here. So now we need to pull the valve, pump a whole lot of air in nice and fast, and see if we can reseat this. Okay, so now we're going to plug it up to the air, but while we're doing that, Bill and I are going to try and place a bit of pressure around the back end of the tyre. Now, just be careful, don't ever put your finger between the bead and the tyre because, well, it might be the last you see of your finger, because when this pops onto the bead, it comes on with a whole lot of pressure. Not to mention, if it was to fall off the high lift jack, you'd be in trouble there as well. So we'll plug him up, see how we go.
Finally, we are back on track. Let me tell you, it definitely feels good to have these 4x4s doing what they do best.
What a day, hey mate.
Was a pretty huge one, hey?
It's pretty amazing what you can do in like 500 metres.
Yeah, a lot of winching.
A lot of winching, bit of tyre popping.
That's it.
It's funny though, like you could drive for, you know, hundreds and hundreds of kilometres in state forests and national parks and you'd never find any tracks like that are just really, you know, push your car to their ability.
Yeah, that's the benefit of four-wheel drive parks, isn't it?
It is, it is.
Places like this.
After the break, I'll cook up a meal you can eat at any time of the day. And we find ourselves in some stickier situations.
Yesterday on the tracks, I reckon Bill and I moved more rock than a Kalgoorlie miner. So we need some protein in our diets, I reckon. So we are going to whip up some of Pat's protein pancakes. No flour, these are completely gluten-free and actually slightly healthy for you. So bear with me, they do actually taste quite good. Let's hook into it. Only really 3 ingredients in this: eggs, bananas, and a bit of peanut butter. Okay, so there's 3 eggs, so we'll just sort of whisk them up a little bit. Okay, that's all nicely combined now. We're gonna grab a few Kyogle nanis. Just break them up a little bit. And lastly, we're gonna throw on a nice big scoop of peanut butter. Scrape that in. And now the trick is to combine all this stuff together. So we really just want to mash everything in, so we want it all to combine into a nice kind of battery consistency. Okay, so that's a nice consistency there. Now, I've got a good hot pan cranking along here with a bit of butter on the bottom there. So now it is time to pour her in. Damn. Okay, we are ready to plate up. Now, you have probably never seen me cook something this healthy in my life, and I don't intend to make you think anything else of me, so I'm going to de-healthify these things. So let's put a few dollops of beautiful vanilla ice cream in here. Touch of the old dollop cream. Pretend we're healthy again once more by throwing on a few berries on top. Look at that, folks. I reckon that'll keep us going all day on the tracks of Emu Creek. Well, that is absolutely delicious, if I do say so myself. 3 simple ingredients, folks: peanut butter, banana, and eggs. It is that easy. Get into it next time you're camping.
We're on day 2 at Emu Creek 4-wheel drive park. There's so many tracks here, all with different challenges.
Another gorgeous day, mate, out on the tracks, and actually check out that view over there to the right of the mountains.
You can see for miles out there.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Hey, one thing I have been considering as we've been cruising around here is they've got a pretty interesting definition of track gradings, don't they?
Yeah, the green tracks certainly are a little bit, yeah, bluer or blacker than what you'd think.
For sure, I reckon at another 4-wheel drive park their greens would easy be blue and as you say, like largely black. They're super challenging. I mean, if I came here in a stock unlifted vehicle with road tyres, I'd be scratching my head about a lot of their green tracks.
I think, yeah, even the green tracks in a lifted vehicle with tyres and stuff, if you didn't have a locker in the rear, I think you'd also be struggling. So that's why it's good to come with another car, and that way you've got something to winch off and someone to pull you up things if you need, because it could get pretty gnarly if you came up here no winch on your own.
Yeah, that's a really great point, isn't it? And you know, pack your high lift, pack all your recovery gear, pack your winch or your hand winch if you got one, and your exit tracks, the Worksburger.
It's still bloody awesome fun though, isn't it?
We're just jumping onto track number 3 now. So this is called Wow Boy Hill. They've graded it as a blue track, but we'll see how we go. Sometimes green tracks here can be black tracks and all sorts of different things can go on. So I guess you could call it an adventure. Actually, this really is a genuinely blue track, possibly even a green one. It's really nice and simple, a little bit rocky cruising down the hill, but some gorgeous xantharias, little grass trees off the side of the track. This is a nice little gentle run.
It's time to continue west, edging across one of nature's natural playgrounds.
If as a four-wheel driver or a caravan tourer you are a little bit greedy about the geographical wonders you want to indulge in on your travels, this is the place to be, the Great Divide. But it has a few different complexions. We have come from the Clarence Valley, where it is lush riverland, but now we're up in the New England high country at elevation. So things change and the geology changes too. But it's that geology that creates some amazing natural wonders. Wonders we're going to visit next.
Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we're journeying to a place you'll absolutely want to see for yourself.
The sheer scale of them is breathtaking. Come up.
And we jump back in the saddle and hit some more muddy roads.
Whee. Okay.
The name may not sound much, but I've only heard amazing things about Basket Swamp National Park, just north of Tenterfield. The beauty of this place is it has both a national park and a state forest, allowing you to enjoy unspoiled wonders and experience some really sweet little 4x4 touring tracks.
How cool are all these granite rocks through here?
Yeah, it's a really pretty track, isn't it?
Just looking for that big rock we could see from the highway, hey?
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I don't think it'll be too far off.
Yeah, I wonder when the last fire came through here, because it's not too dense, is it?
Yeah, I think they got hit pretty hard on the 2019 fires.
And this amazing place is our destination. It's called Wellington Rock, or by its indigenous name, Wooloolini, a collection of large granite boulders that balance nervously on a hill at over 1,000 metres high.
From down in the valleys, these rocks, they don't really look like anything particularly special. But when you get up close, the sheer scale of them is breathtaking.
This last bit looks a bit hairy, mate.
It's like a ladder.
Yeah, rock ladder.
Oh, no way, look at that.
It's just balancing up there.
It is, that is brilliant.
This is a ripper view, and the hike up only takes about 20 minutes. And this is not all there is of Basket Swamp National Park. Just a short drive down the road is the magical Basket Swamp Falls. And the best bit for mine, well, you can camp just nearby.
How pretty are those cascades? That is absolutely beautiful. A little bit chilly, but beautiful. It's funny when you come somewhere like this at Basket Swamp, it just makes you feel kind of wasteful as a human. We spend so much every year buying filtration products for our water, when Mother Nature up there at Basket Swamp
She does it all for us. Does a pretty damn good job too.
And check out what Bill has found below us.
How cool is this? The pressure of the water up there has actually managed to erode through about 30 or 40 metres worth of rock. So the main flow goes down that far side there, but it's created these little channels and create a little spa bath here.
Still to come, we experience some more epic four-wheel drive action
I think you trust me too much.
that leaves us just a little bit stranded.
Nice rocking, buddy.
We're in beef territory in northern New South Wales, following a circuit that takes in 4x4 tracks, national parks and state forests. But in a place dominated by cows, it was a humble chicken shop where I was given a tip-off about a spot that I had to include in my journey. It's a private farm known as Bunger Springs. Even the British white breed of cows around here love their 4x4s so much that I reckon they've been dipping their noses and ears in tyre black. With a state forest next door, it's the perfect place to drop the easy trail for a day. I've got to say, I'm always a little deceived by their size. It's a 15-foot van but has the benefits of an 18-footer, extending out to make a comfortable king-size bed. Along with a pull-out outdoor kitchen, it helps make a great cup of tea, and that is very hard to resist.
Well, this has to be one of the best camps we've stayed at in a while.
Mate, it is right up, perched on the ridgeline. This is a cracker, but I have some really awesome stuff to come, mate. We have a state forest over the road that I reckon has the best tracks in the entire Casino Lismore area for the four-wheel drivers.
Awesome. So, do you want to have a steer of this one?
Oh, mate, I'd love to. So you're going to drive the Ranger?
I might jump in with you. It'll save us burning 2 tanks of fuel. It's just the two of us, so it could be a good little run through there.
That sounds good, mate. Just remember, if we get stuck, we've got to self-recover.
That's why we've got a winch though, isn't it?
It is. Okay, rightio, let's go.
So, it's a deal. Today, it's one car as we set out to tackle the Bunger Springs State Forest. It doesn't take long to realise this track sure is a muddy one.
Well, Bill, we are not 2 seconds into this track, mate, and I'm going to have to put this in the low range.
It's a little bit tougher than I thought it would be, straight onto the track. It's there's some good ruts, some good little hills that we've had to go up, and it's good the chicken tracks as well, so we don't have to kill the car if we don't want to.
Well, mate, there's chicken tracks down here at the start of the track, but I don't know if there is at the back end of the track, so we'll see. Oh, this looks a bit slippery, mate.
It certainly does.
How nasty does that bog hole look there?
I think that's a sure way to kill your car, that one.
I reckon. But I'll tell you what, this, you know, the chicken track here ain't so chicken.
Yes, that's it, provided we can get over to it.
That's what I like about this car. It's just that little bit more nimble than the Ranger because of that shorter wheelbase. It just sort of dances around the ruts. Oh, there goes the back end, he says. Maybe I was wrong. It's always a first.
But you're right, wheel placement in the Everest compared to the big dual cabs is a lot easier, isn't it?
It is. Well, mate, I know you've been itching to have a drive.
Certainly have.
And look at that.
A perfect little spot to climb in for.
Oh, mate, it is. Oh, which line are you going to take up here?
I think I'm going to put it straight up the guts and give these cameras some nice wheel lifts.
Don't lose any corners on it.
No, I'll try not to. Do you reckon I'll be able to make it up that centre there? If I put the back left literally in that hole?
I think so. It'll certainly, it should look alright anyway.
I've got the rear locker in anyway. And what I'll do actually is I'll just switch it over to low range. And I'm going to put it into rock mode.
It is kind of rocky in there. This is going to be interesting.
You nervous, are you?
A little. Oh,
how good was that?
That was a good wheel lift. This thing, it's a little rock monkey, isn't it?
It loves it, doesn't it?
It just goes straight over. Like, that is a really hard track, and it makes it look kind of easy.
It does.
still to come, a hill climb that throws up a hell of a challenge.
I just got to think whether this juice is worth the squeeze, mate.
There is a slightly easier track, isn't there, that I could be taking?
In the Bunger Springs State Forest near Lismore, we've come across a hill climb with a steep drop at its end. Bill's behind the wheel, and I'm going to try and guide him through it.
How am I looking over this little hill here?
You're looking like you've just tackled one of the toughest tracks this side of Lismore. Okay, buddy. Yeah, we'll just take this real slow because there's a really nasty side angle here that you want to be very careful with. So you've got your locker in and everything?
Locker's engaged, I'm in low range and in rock mode.
Beautiful. So we're going to try and keep you fairly hard to the right, but you're on a really quite a good line there. So yeah, but just walk it up metre by metre and then I'll just tell you when you're going to drop off. Yeah, keep it coming. That's a good line. A little bit of left hand down. And just slow it up. Ooh, and stop there. Nice rocking, buddy. Just hold on a second. I just got to think whether this juice is worth the squeeze, mate, because I'm just going to work out the angles here because yeah, you'll drop your nose off reasonably hard when you come back down here.
There is a slightly easier track, isn't there, that I could be taking?
Okay, let's just edge forward by about sort of half a metre and we'll just see how it feels. A little bit of right hand down. That's it, a bit more. Okay, so the front left is going to drop down if you can get it to. That's it. Now your front left's going to start coming up. Now you're good. Okay, now hard right, and we'll try and just straddle up the middle of the track.
Bill is handling this shot perfectly, but we're not done yet.
Back right's going to come up. Now just slow up there. Whee! Okay. Rightio. Yeah, you can only really drive out of this. So you've got the rear left in the rut and the rear right in the rut now. So yeah, you should be right to drive forward now. Well driven, mate.
That last little section was a bit sketchy, wasn't it?
How's the sphincter muscle?
Yep.
Well, mate, was that the adventure that you expected?
Not really, to be honest. I was expecting a lot more fire trails and paddocks, but we got a hell of a lot of action in the end, didn't we?
Did we what? I mean, pound for pound, the people of Lismore and Casino and Kyogle and Drake should appreciate that they have an absolute 4x4 track treasure trove right on their front doorstep.
That's it.
I really hope that you can get up here and explore these tracks yourself because you will have an absolute blast. I'm Pat Callinan, this is Bill, and until next time, keep the shiny side up.
Don't miss our next episodes as we explore the 4x4 marvels of the Red Centre, the Kimberley, Fraser, Litchfield and Mount Isa. And we found some secret spots that you really need to know about. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And by all means, tell me where you want me to go next on my adventure so I can show you all the tips you'll need to go on yours. I'm Pat Callinan. Until next time, keep the shiny side up.